Johnny is an absolute brilliant guitarist. There's no two ways about it, you know. I think in fairness you've got to see him in the right setting, you know. I've seen him doing acoustic and semi-acoustic stuff, but undoubtedly the best setting for him is within a band and playing, you know, electric up there, you know. I mean, he really has, again, he's one of these guys that's, he'll tell you himself, nobody's unique. It's what you pull together and the way you fashion it and bring it together and what you pick up, what you leave out, you know, is the way you achieve something, you know. And I just think, you know, the way he goes about it, he's, well, I mean, it's all been said before, he's, you know, he's taking that strand from the petergreen type thing, the very lyrical type of way of playing. And
which is quite an influence in it, isn't it?
Big influence, and there's nobody better, you know, but he's built on it, you know, he's brilliant.
Seen him at the Broken Doll, always knocked out by Johnny's playing. The little guy with a lot of tone and a lot of soul in his playing.
He's probably one of the finest musicians I've worked with. I've even learned vocal tricks from just playing with Johnny in a lineup with Johnny, you know. And he's always got loads of time. Like if I pick up a guitar, he'll come up and he'll show us 3 easier ways to play what I've been trying to play, and that's great. He's probably one of the most laid back, but he's special musicians, you know. Yeah, he can play anything. He can throw, tamla, stacks, you know.
Sail on, my little girl. most of the people I've liked have come from bbking. I mean, I love freddieking, who's took so much off bb. It was the same sort of.
But what?
Same sort of stuff as early bbking, you know, and Otis Shush, again, very bbking influenced. Albert King, who had his own thing really, his way of bending us. Well, being left-handed made him a bit different as well. Those all bends, you know, like. Just around 3 notes, but great sound. The Rolling Stones and the Animals and Joe and Mayo, they had taught the Americans what they had. I mean, Peter Green, first time he went to America, he didn't go to play, he just went to have a look around. And when he got there, everybody knew who he was.
Yeah.
Just on the strength of the one album with Joe and Mayo. I'm from a place called Ashington, and there was a terrible blues scene. I mean, I had to move to Newcastle eventually because I couldn't find musicians. Funnily enough, Paul Lamb lived 2 or 3 miles away in Blythe. I didn't meet him till mid to late 70s. The first thing I heard for the music was So Many Roads by Joe Mill, Peter Green on guitar. That was when I was 15. And I started playing when I was 17. And joined my first band just before I was 18. In about 1976, 77, I was coming to Newcastle and looking at ads in shops for blues musicians. And I met a female blues singer and started a band with her. And we got a bass player in from Blythe who knew Paul and got Paul in the band. Of course, Paul being Paul, he took our, and we ended up being a purist blues band because before that we did a mixture of blues and soul. And the female blues singer didn't really want to be in a purist band, so she left. And Billy Sharp came along. And we called ourselves Smokestack Lightning, I think, at the time. And then through the Broken Dolls scene, we met Paul White, bass player. And Eddie was a friend of Billy's. And we had a band called, I think it was Smokestack Lightning and Barfly with that lineup, which was more or less a Blues Burglars lineup. Yeah, and that split, and Paul went off and formed the Blues Burglars with a whole different bunch of people. And as they left one at a time, he rang each one of us up, you know, right, till we ended up with the same lineup we'd had.
We didn't achieve half of what we could have achieved. And I think it was, again, no malice in this comment, but different people had different levels of ego and they had different goals that they wanted to achieve. See, I've always wanted to be an entertainer within the blues. I don't think Johnny still doesn't. You call Johnny an entertainer and he gives you the look. And Paul just wanted to be the best at what he is, at what he does, you know, the harmonica obviously. And you cannot criticise anybody for that.
As I said before, I like learning, you know. And you get to a point playing straight, pure Texas or Chicago blues. Well, there isn't really much to learn, you know. It's more how you express it. So if you want to learn, you've got to look in other directions. I mean, I shared a flat with a guy, Ian Stronach. You could get from there to there and back again in half a second and play every note in between. And I just used to feel inadequate, you know. Mind you, you couldn't play anything that sounded good.
Whitehill's great. I used to go and watch him when I was young, like 18 years old, and when Paul Lamb first started with the King Snakes, went down to London, I used to always come up and watch them, mainly for John. Great player, fantastic touch.
said, look like it's gonna be there. I said, look like it's gonna be there. I gotta quit you, baby. Cause you got to learn.
Well, the guy, took it over my first year at college, and he played a bit of blues, so I was a big blues fan. And I went in one day, the music was playing, Sonny Boy and stuff like that. So I went on speaking to them, and we started playing there.
I think it was very important because on some nights at the Broken Doll, you could have a blues band playing down in the fireplace. You could have another band playing at the tail end of the room, and a third band playing upstairs, not treading on each other's toes. I think 3 bands on a night probably only happened less than a handful of times, but it was usually a band upstairs and a band downstairs, never treading on each other's toes, actually popping up and down, just, pacing it so the break was so you could pop up and see, not the competition, because usually if Mike had a blues band downstairs, he probably had a punk band or a totally different band upstairs, a garage band or something like that. My only claim to fame is me and Jimmy Neal, or Jimmy Bradford, because I went to school when I was Jimmy Bradford. We got voted, I couldn't even win this one outright, right? I got voted joint worst harmonica player in the Northeast with Jimmy. I couldn't even win that by myself.
I mean, places like the Cooperage and the Red House, we had the occasional blues band on, but the Doll was every week. So as soon as I got the chance to record, and the guy says, you can pick any material, any musicians, my first thought was to do Guilty Memorial. And obviously while she was there, I did some other stuff with her. But I think she's brilliant,
Yeah, you was great as a vocalist.
I mean, I think if she hadn't stayed in the Northeast, she would have been a big name on the scene,
Would I sing on his album? And of course, I jumped at the chance. And he particularly wanted me to sing a song called Guilty, a Randy Newman song that he'd heard us do, the band that is, many times before. And I think the other 2 tunes he wanted just me to choose.
Do you enjoy doing that?
Oh yeah, I did, because the band were recorded live. Everybody was recorded live in this room, and that's what I liked.
One take.
Oh yeah, 1 take, God yeah.
The
came about, again, from that connection we're talking about from the old Station Tavern, when Paul, the original Blues Burglars, used to come down to London, and we used to hear about this band travelling down from Newcastle, who'd come down, you know, the 200 miles or 200 odd miles, and come down and spend 2 days down in London and blow everybody away, and they go back, and by the time you realise. But anyway, eventually they came down and they stayed down, and they very much were around, Paul and all the guys were very much around that same place, the Station Tavern, which is where we met. And we all used to jam together on that Sunday afternoon session. And I just love Johnny's playing. I just love Johnny as a guy. He's just one of the most unassuming guys that I'd ever come across, but one of the best guitar players. One of the most tasteful guitar players I've ever worked with. I was very, very honoured when he decided to do the album quite some time ago now, when he asked me to play drums on it. But I say, going back to working with Johnny on the album, it was just a fantastic mixture of musicians. I think he had Wes Weston on keyboards, Rod Demick on bass and vocals, Johnny obviously on guitar, and Paul Lamb on some of the harp playing. And it was just a magical, I think we were there for 2 days. We did the whole thing in 2 days.
I love him. Fantastic player and a genuine guy, you know. You get no bullshit off him at all, he's straight as a die. When I first met him, I used to live in a place called the Station Tavern in London, which was London's broken door really. Blues 7 nights a week. And the guy there, Bob, bit of a nutcase really, he eventually went mad. But he had this idea of putting together a Sunday morning band and him picking all his favourite musicians. So yeah, he got me on guitar, Rod Demick on bass, Sam Kelly on drums, a guy called Detroit John from Detroit on guitar, and Top was on guitar for a while. That was the first time I met Sam. I did a residency with Sam for 6 or 7 years in the Station Tavern, and the guy decided he wanted to sack my bass player, Rod. So I stood up for Rod, and he sacked me as well. But the upshot of it was, he asked Sam to put a band together to replace what we had. And that was the Station House band.
since you left me here to cry. You know my love will follow you as the years go passing by. I'll give you all I own. Well, that's something you can't deny. No, no. Well, I'll give you everything I own. Well, that's one thing you can't deny. No matter will follow you. Yeah, as the years go past by. Whitehill.
I think the first 3 or 4 years in London were fantastic because I was new kid on the block, you know, and I was getting a lot of attention, getting invited to all the best parties. And, all the British blues bands were Grand and Big Joe Louie. And, I mean, that was the top of the scene in Britain, you know. There wasn't any. I mean, you were big in a small environment. But the other side of it is as well, it puts a bit of pressure on you. Because people are expecting you to be really good. I didn't like the pressure, you know. I like to feel that if I'm gonna have a bad night, I can. Well, the upside, which I loved, was playing every night. You know, just playing all the time. The downside was the travelling. You know, every day you were 6 hours in the back of a transit van. That was hard. Well, it's become my whole life, really. Basically because I can't do anything else. I mean, when I was young, it was everything, you know. It was the meaning of life. No, I think it's just music. But it's all I can do.